Oh my god. Dude, what the hell am I even watching? why did I decide to do this? You know? Really? It kind of seemed fun in the moment, but now I'm like, dude, I regret. I regret watching this show. So, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Bone Zone. This is a special episode because this episode is going to be all about talking about the D'Amelio show that just came out. The D'Amelio show came out today. 8 episodes came out today. Now, I don't know if that's 8 episodes, like that's the whole season, right? Or if that's just that's just the first 8 episodes or something. But I only watched the first 2, so I'm just going to be talking about the first 2. So I think I'm just going to do 2 episodes, right? Just review 2 episodes each Bone Zone. So if there's only 8 episodes in this first season, then that'll just be 4 Bone Zone episodes talking about the D'Amelio show. So that's how I think this is going to play out. So I watched the first 2 episodes. Now, this show completely caught me off guard, if I'm going to be completely honest, because I was not expecting the show to be the way it is. So when I heard about the show, right, it's called the D'Amelio show. So my thought process was oh, this is going to be an off-brand Keeping Up with the Kardashians, basically, you know? It's just going to be a reality TV show about the D'Amelio family. Because it's a show. It's called D'Amelio Show. So you're thinking, oh, it's a show. But I started watching this, and about halfway through the first episode, I'm like, dude, this is way more like a documentary than a reality TV show, right? But I thought, okay, maybe this is just the introduction episode, right? That's why it's the way it is, because it was a lot of information being thrown at you, who everyone is, what they do, and just all that, right? But then the second episode came on, and it was the same thing. It was a documentary. And I'm like, okay, what? I thought this was a show, right? And I know documentaries are shows, right? But, am I the only one who thinks this? It's called the D'Amelio show. If it was a documentary, take Tiger King. Was that the documentary that was called? I think it was called The Tiger King. Okay, was it called The Tiger King Show? No, it was called The Tiger King, and it was a documentary, right? And what documentary has the word show in it, unless it's talking about a show, if there was a documentary on that 70s show and it was called That 70s Show documentary or something like that, I understand that, but you wouldn't think That 70s Show would be a documentary, and it's not, right? So I thought this was going to be a reality TV show, but it wasn't. I even after the first, after the second episode I watched, I went and checked to see what the show was categorized as, and it is categorized as a documentary. And I'm like, what the hell? How is this a documentary? I mean, I know it can be, but you would think if it was a documentary. I mean, well, it is a documentary, but you would think that they would call it something different than the D'Amelio show. They would call it I don't know, Rise to TikTok fame. I don't know. But something that tells you that this is going to be a story, I don't know. Because that's basically what the show is, at least it is so far. It's about life as a TikToker, basically. That's basically what the show is about. It's hey, look how famous I am and all that shit. I mean, that's kind of what it, every time they introduce somebody, they give the TikTok following or the Instagram following or both or whatever. And it's why do I need to know how many followers somebody has? They'll show the Instagram followers of people I don't even care about, right? They introduced, who the hell was it? I don't even know who it was. It was Charli D'Amelio's like dance coach or something like that, and like they put how many followers he has on Instagram. It's like, why do I give a shit? Like, why you gotta just like rub it in our face of like, hey, look how popular these people are. Yeah, it makes you feel shitty about how many followers you have. They're follow shaming you. But like honestly, like I understand like you doing that for like Charlie and Dixie because like the show's about them. So it's like, because like I said, the show is basically about what it's like to be TikTok famous. At least the first 2 episodes. That's literally what it's all about. So like I understand you putting how many followers they have on like social media because like that plays into what the show's about. But like the show's not about like how famous Charlie's dance coach is. Which by the way, okay, when he came in, like he looked like he just escaped from jail. Literally. If you watch the second episode, I think it was the second episode. Like he comes in, I'm not even kidding. He's wearing like white shoes with orange baggy pants and a white t-shirt. I swear to God, that's what he's wearing when he comes in to coach. I'm like, dude, like honestly, like how could you put that on and not, see the resemblance, right? I mean, everyone knows unless you're in jail, you don't put a white shirt with orange pants. Period. Like everyone's gonna think that you're like an escapee, which I thought. Like he pulls up and I'm like, is this like her long lost brother who just got out of jail or something? And then they're like, hi, I'm Ricky Bobby Wobbin, whatever his name is. Yo, my name is Ricky and I'm a dance coach. And I'm like, what? Were you just coaching like inmates or something? And you wanted to like look the part? Or did you just take part in like a theater show or something? Why are you wearing this? I don't know, but yeah. He came in doing some dance moves or whatever. Yeah, they were introducing like a bunch of people that I didn't even care about. Like they also they introduced like Dixie's vocal coach or something, and they also introduced like the entire D'Amelio family like management team or something. Which like I don't know, I just feel like that'd be so weird. Like the management team was like in the house acting like their family or whatever, and I'm like, what? We know you're just here for business. We know you're just here to get a paycheck. Like, am I being too harsh on these people? Yeah, so like they're following Charlie for a little bit, and like the management team is there, and they all go into what looks like their home movie theater. Which, like, what the hell? But yeah, like they're in like this home movie theater or whatever, and the guy's like, okay, we're gonna go over your schedule for the week or something like that. And he's like, we placed out color-coded binders on the floor so you could follow like what everything is and all that stuff. And like each binder was like a different thing, I think the colors was based off like what company it was or something, and then the binder was like whatever the event was, be it like a photo shoot or like, I don't know, a press conference, whatever it is that they do. I don't know. But yeah, there's like 30 binders on the floor. And this was like their schedule. This was Charlie's schedule for the week. And the binders are like 20 pages thick. Actually, that's not really that thick, but I'll up it because it wasn't 20 pages. It was like 100, okay? I'm not exaggerating. It was like a textbook. Each binder was like a textbook, okay? And they're like, yeah, this is your schedule for the week. We're going to go over it. You're going to do everything. Like this wasn't just like opportunities. This was like things that she had already committed to doing, basically. And I'm like, dude, what? How do you have time for all this stuff? In 1 week? I mean, if it was like a month, I mean, even that would be a lot. Like 30 events in a month, that's an event every single day. Which, I don't know, maybe it doesn't sound like a lot, but after a week, I'd probably get exhausted. Be like, oh, great. I gotta do another photo shoot tomorrow. Like, dude, come on. How, like, I don't know. Like, they didn't even go over like how the schedule was, going to go, like how she was going to be able to fit all this in. But it was basically just like going over that she had 30 events, and like her parents are in the room, right? And the mom like rightfully asks, right? She's like, okay, is there any time, like downtime, basically? Is there any time for her to like be a kid and I don't know, do her dance stuff? And I'm not talking about like TikTok dance stuff. I'm talking because like she's like a competition dancer or something. And so like she has to practice for that because I mean competition dance is not anything like TikTok dance is. If you don't already know. So yeah, so like she has to work in time to do like practice for all that and do the actual competitions and then also like schoolwork. I mean, like, how do you have time for all this stuff? And her mom was just as confused because she's asking, like, hey, is there any time for her to be a kid, relax, you know, do her dance stuff, do her schoolwork? And basically, like, the head management dude, whatever his name was, I don't know. He basically just said, like, no. He's like, I know it may seem like a lot, but trust me, it's very organized. And then just went on. And I'm like, what? You didn't even answer the question. You didn't even say like yes or no. Like all you said was, yeah, I know it looks like a lot, but trust me, it's organized. Oh, okay. So organization makes more time. I mean, maybe it could, but like, okay, if you have an event, right, that's like an hour long. Okay. It's not just like an hour out of your day because you still have to like drive out there, right? And then you have to get there early because you have to like prepare for the beginning of the event. Then you have the event. And then you have like the close up shop, right? And you like talk to like some of your workers or some of your employees or like your friends or whatever. You talk to people, you interact, and then you go back home. So like the whole ordeal, right? The whole event, quote unquote, is not an hour. It's going to be like 2 or 3 hours. And you factor in the fact that that's like 30 binders, which are 30 separate events in 1 week. Like, dude, that's a lot. That's 4 events every day. I don't even know how you do that. And I'm telling you, these events are at least an hour long. There's no way there's like an event that's like 20 minutes. There's no way. They're at least an hour. Because, you know, you already know they're like photo shoots, okay? They're like fan meetups, maybe. I don't know, just like general meetings about things. Because like, you know, you partner up with Vogue or something like that. You got to go and you got to talk to like the employees of there, like whatever they're called. Like, would they be also managers? I don't know. You got to meet with. My thought was investors, but I don't think you would meet with the investors. I mean, maybe you do. I don't know. I've never had a partnership with a company where I had to go to a meeting and meet like high up management or anything. So I don't know. Maybe you do meet with investors. But the whole point is like you have all these meetings, you have photo shoots, you have like makeup stuff, dance stuff. The mom didn't like press on with the question and be like, okay, you didn't answer my question. She just like, oh, okay, that's cool. And I'm like, come on, like your daughter is getting like exhausted. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Charlie should chill with it. I don't think so. Based off the documentary, it seemed like Charlie was pretty overwhelmed by a lot of things, as well as Dixie, which like understandably, you have 30 events in 1 week. Dude, I can't like. I have to do this podcast. This is for my upcoming week. I have schoolwork. Okay, I have this podcast to do. I have the regular weekly podcast to do. I got projects for school coming up, and like, and I'm getting overwhelmed. And like, that's just like 4 or 5 things that I have to do in 1 week. This chick is doing 30. And she's just like mildly like, okay, yeah, it's a little much. Like, I can't even imagine what that would be like to do. But also, so like throughout the show, they're throwing up like TikTok comments, or maybe they're Instagram comments, or both, or whatever. They're just throwing up comments that people have said to Charlie and Dixie, right? And so it's a mixture between like good shit and bad shit, but it's mainly showing you like the bad shit, because I don't know, I think at least the second episode I think was all about dealing with haters. And I mean, that was also kind of the first episode too. If I'm being honest, a lot of this show, basically the first 2 episodes, was all about dealing with haters and stuff like that. And so like they're throwing up comments that people have said, and like I do feel bad, if I'm being honest. I'm wearing my Be Kind sweatshirt because I have to remind myself to be kind, because I feel bad kind of like reviewing this show, because I don't want to be too hard. But then again, like I have I have opinions. But like, you know, so there's like this one part where Dixie was talking about her hate comments and stuff like that. And she says, you know, I'm just starting to realize that, you know, you can never escape the haters. There's always going to be haters. I'm like, you just realized that? I mean, come on. I'm not even famous, and I'm expecting that, like, if I put out anything, if a lot of people see it, there's going to be people who hate it, and they're going to be mean about it. I mean, that's just a fact of life. And I don't mean to sound like someone who's like, you know, deal with it or whatever, but like, how would you just realize that there's always going to be haters? Come on, it's the internet. I mean, like, dude, I've been on the internet. I've seen the shit that people say. But the best part about them throwing up these comments is that it's completely unedited, except that they hide the person's profile pic and like their name and stuff like that. It's literally just the comment. But they didn't spell check any of these comments. So like, I'm seeing like a bunch of comments that are using the wrong spelling of your, right? Like one of the comments was you're overhyped, right? And it's supposed to be like your as in you are. So it's YOU''ER. But of course it's spelled YOUR. So it's like it's your overhyped, like you own the overhype. I saw like 20 different situations with that spelling, and I'm like, could you not at least like spell check these comments? One of them, I don't even know how you even let this pass. Okay, there was a comment that said something like, it was talking about Dixie's singing, right? And it said something like, basically like, this song sucks. She can't sing, right? But can't was missing the C. So like when I first read the comment, I thought it said she ain't sing. And I'm like, what, is this like a Southern person who's talking? Like, yo, she ain't sang. She ain't sang well at all. Then I realized that it's supposed to be can't, but they didn't put the C. It's like, come on. Does it really make that big of a difference? Like, I know that they're not doing the spell check because they want like the raw, authentic comments. You know, they want you to really see what people are saying. But like, the comment isn't that much worse when there's like misspellings or something. Like if I read that comment, she can't sing with a C, I mean, that's just as bad as she can't sing without the C. Because I know it says she can't sing. So you could just spell check. Just spell check the comments. Especially when you realize that they're not screenshots. Like someone actually retyped all these comments and retyped them with the misspellings. Like, dude, why? Just correct them. That was like one of the things that bothered me the most. It's like, dude, just correct the spelling. Come on. Like it makes it so much more confusing because like I'm reading it as it's written and I get confused when I finish reading. I'm like, that makes no sense. And I have to go back and I'm like, oh, it's misspelled. Like it's the same way with like when I just read the comment section in general on like anything. There's like people where like I don't even know where they learned how to fucking talk. Because like their comments just make no sense. I have to like reread them 20 times and I have to like take out and add words to go like, okay, maybe this is what they meant. But yeah, like you could at least spell check. But yeah, like I was reading a lot of the comments that was on the screen, a part of the show. And like, yeah, dude, some people are mean. I just gotta say, like, there's a difference between like criticizing, like constructive criticism and just being rude. Okay. Which I know the people who are just being rude, they're not really fans. Okay. They're not there to help Dixie or Charlie get better at whatever it is that they're doing. They're just there to be mean. Like, I get that. But like, there is a difference between like being critical and being rude. Right? Because like, I'm not one of those people who advocates for like, getting rid of dislike buttons and all that shit. Because like, I think like, yeah, even though getting a dislike on a video that you worked hard on, like, dude, there's even people who have disliked this podcast on YouTube. And, I'm kind of like, well, fuck you, But like, the thing is that the dislike button can be beneficial in helping send a message to whoever your creator is, right? Be like, hey, this ain't it, chief, Like take the YouTube Rewind, whatever year it was. What year was that? Was that the 2019 Rewind? The really bad one? With Will Smith at the beginning? Oh, that's hot. Was that 2019? I think it was 2019. But that's like the most disliked video on YouTube. And that's because like it was bad. I mean, I'm sorry, YouTube. I'm not saying that to hurt your feelings. Okay? Please don't deplatform me. Don't take me off YouTube. Okay? But what I'm saying is like that was bad. That just wasn't good. Right? And everyone disliked it to let YouTube know like, yeah, this whatever you did for this one, don't do it again. But of course they went too far in the opposite direction and then just did like a Watch Mojo countdown of like the top 10 things in a certain category. It's like, okay, this is just, you didn't put any effort into this shit. All you did was go on to like the top 10 hottest songs and then threw that in and go like, hey, look, 2020, look at all these great songs. It's like, yeah, I know. I lived through 2020. But yeah, I mean, that's just kind of like, or wait, there wasn't a rewind for 2020, was there? So then maybe the rewind, the Watch Mojo one was 2019 then. And then the really bad one was 2018. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. My whole point is that like, because like they were talking about Dixie's song Be Happy or whatever. And like, I'm just going to say it. Not my cup of tea. I didn't like the song. Okay. But I'm not going to be like, oh, Dixie sucks at singing because like, at least in the show. Okay. I only heard a little bit of her Be Happy song. I never listened to the whole thing. And I mean, has she come out with other music? I don't really follow. So I don't know if she's came out with other music. I'm assuming she has, but I haven't listened to it. But like people are like, oh, she can't sing. Oh, she sucks. Check out that autotune. Which, look, I'm just going to be honest. Like, who gives a shit if there's autotune? I'm just going to be real. I don't really care because, dude, like, some of the music I listen to is Tiny Meat Gang, right? And you already know that Cody autotunes the shit out of his voice. But that doesn't make me hate the song. I'm not like, oh, God. Oh, this sucks. Oh, it's autotune? Oh, ew. I like the song. I like the beat. I like the lyrics. I mean, the lyrics are supposed to be funny. So that's what I mean when I say I like them. I think they're funny. But like, I don't really give a shit if it's auto-tuned or not. Okay, as long as the song is just objectively good, right? And I just didn't think Dixie's song "Be Happy" was objectively good. I just didn't like it. But like, since I'm not a fan of Dixie D'Amelio, and I'm not gonna continue listening to her music, I just listened to that one because it blew up, because that was like her first song, I think. So everyone's like, "Oh my god, Dixie's making music now." So everyone had to listen to it. So I was like, okay, well, let's check it out then, I guess. I just didn't like it. But since I'm not a fan, I'm not going to comment like constructive criticism. I'm not going to be like, hey, maybe you could work on your voice a little bit. I'm sorry, that sounds mean. That wasn't constructive criticism. That was me being rude. No, but like, I'm being real. Like, if I was a fan, if I didn't like a song, I would think about giving constructive criticism to make the next song better, because like, I don't want my creator to suck. Basically. So like, I want them to make better content. So like, that's what I mean by like giving constructive criticism. It's like using the dislike button and using the comments to send constructive criticism to make something better, not to like tear someone down. You know what I mean? That's like the difference that I see. But I think a lot of people just are rude. There's not a lot of people who do constructive criticism, because I think people who are like fans of somebody are like afraid to give constructive criticism because they don't want to sound like a hater, right? So like, even if they hear a song that sucks, like even if there was like a fan of Dixie, like a huge ass Dixie D'Amelio fan that heard the song "Be Happy" and genuinely didn't like it, I feel like she would still comment, or he would still comment, "Oh my god, I love this song." Because they don't want to sound like a hater. It's like, no, give your constructive criticism. What, like, dude, what's going to happen if everyone says, "Oh my god, Dixie, that song was great," even though it sucked, and then she made another song that was like the same thing as the first one? And you'll be like, "Oh my god, this song sucks too." It's like, well, yeah, because you basically said what you did in the last song was good, keep it up. Like, that's what's going to happen. So like, you got to say, hey, maybe you can work on that, Like people who say you know all the time to me. I'm sorry, guys, I'm working on it. But yeah, it's just like, and it's like, did she acted like she didn't know this was going to happen? It's like, come on, dude. You've been on the internet for how long? Like, even before you were TikTok famous, did you not realize that there was haters for everyone? Like, name one celebrity that doesn't have any haters whatsoever. I can't even think of any, because everyone has haters. That's just how the internet goes. And like, yeah, you can try to fight them, but like, at the end of the day, there's still going to be haters. So, I mean, I do feel bad though. Like all the stuff that people have said. Because like, yeah, I was reading some of the comments. I'm like, dude, why? Like, there was this one comment. I feel bad for laughing at this, but there's like this one comment. Dixie was talking about how she was doing some like video for Vogue or something like that. I don't really know what the video was about. Like, was it like her daily routine? I don't know. But there was like a part where she said something like, "Oh, I just got back from the gym," right? And in the show, right after she said that, they paused that clip and just threw up a comment that someone said that says, "She looks so musty." I feel bad, but dude, I started laughing. I was like, dude, whoever edited this, the timing was perfect. But yeah, then like after they're showing like a bunch of other clips from that Vogue video and throwing up some other mean comments that people said. Then like they cut to, I guess, the day she read all that shit. I don't know. And like she's like crying and she's doing all this stuff. Which like, that's when I felt bad for laughing. I was like, damn, like I just laughed at this comment and like that shit really hurt her. You know what I mean? So like, I did feel bad. And then she even like called out, said like, oh my God, there was like that one part where I said I just got back from the gym and somebody said I look so musty. And she's like so upset. And also I'm kind of like, okay, but you know, who doesn't look musty when they get back from the gym? Right? Because when you're done at the gym, you're like profusely sweating. Okay. Yeah, you're sweating. Like, geez, like one time, so I was at the gym one time and there was this dude on a Stairmaster. Dude, bro was like sweating gallons. I'm not even kidding. Like, he's on the Stairmaster. He's like stepping up the stairs. I mean, you know what Stairmaster is, right? It's kind of like in the name. It's an endless escalator. That's basically what it is. And like, dude is like dripping globs of sweat all over the stairs. And I'm like, oh my, how is it even possible to sweat that much? You know? So like, dude, who doesn't look musty when they're done at the gym? I mean, that's why when you're done at the gym, you go home and shower. Because you do look musty. So you shower to look clean. So like, also, there was this other comment that came up. I don't even understand the person's, like, I don't know what their point was. But, like, the comment said something like, Dixie is just Charlie's sister. Prove me wrong. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of how blood works. Dixie is Charlie's sister. That's just a fact of life. Like, there is literally no way you can prove you wrong about that. Like, that's just you stating a fact. Like, the Earth has gravity. Prove me wrong. Like, yeah, no shit. Like, I don't know what you're trying to say. So, also, I don't even know why they threw that up in the show. It's like if I was an editor on the show and I was picking out the mean comments, if I saw that, I'd be like, this makes no sense. Next. Because, like, also, how does that even mean? How is that mean? Oh, Dixie, you're Charlie's sister. Yeah, that kind of sucks, doesn't it? What? How is that an insult? And then prove me wrong. There's no way to prove you wrong. That's just you wanting to be right to be right. How much you want to bet that person's going to like go to school and go like, hey, I just went on Twitter and I said, hey, prove me wrong. And no one could prove me wrong. It's like, yeah, because you stated a fact. There's no way to prove that wrong. I'm like clipping the microphone, aren't I? I'm sorry. I'm getting a little too into this. But yeah, then like they brought in Noah Beck, who was still dating Dixie, which I thought they broke up. Like for some reason I remember seeing somewhere that like they broke up, but whatever. They're still together, okay? And like people people are even being mean about their relationship, being mean to Dixie about the relationship, being like, "Oh my God, Noah is so into the relationship and Dixie just doesn't give a fuck." It's like, come on, how do you even know what their feelings are like? Plus, how do you know like Noah just doesn't have Dixie on a pedestal or something, and that's why he's so obsessed with her, right? Did you ever think about that? Maybe Dixie's just normal and like he's the weird one. But also, like, I don't know if it was just how the show portrayed him, but like, he kind of seemed like dumb. Like I was watching him, like, dude, what is wrong with this guy? Is he okay? Basically, because like, he's just like, oh wow, oh wow, oh that's so cool. Oh shit, look at that dog. Oh, that dog is oh wow, that dog is nice. It's like, dude, I don't know how to explain it. You have to just watch the episode. I think it was episode 2. Like, I don't know. I just like I felt weird like watching. I was like, dude, is this guy okay? You know? It almost felt like that the show had like a script and they were told, hey, make this script seem believable, like make it seem like it's real. And like, because like everyone's like their interviews, like their in-person like, you know how documentaries go, like they have all the B-roll that shows them doing shit, and then they have like the interviews, right? The interviews, like they all seem so wooden, like everybody. They're just like, yeah, life is kind of crazy, but you know, I'm happy. It's like, really? Dude, I can't even tell. Like, what? Also, the first episode, they're talking about how we're like Charlie is like, I feel like it's my fault we moved to California, we moved to LA from Connecticut. And like, she's making it seem like they went to some place that sucks or something like that. It's like, dude, do you know how much I want to move to LA? Like, I would never be like, oh, wow, I'm so sorry, guys. We have to move to one of the coolest places on earth. Yeah, they moved from Connecticut. It's like, dude, it'd be different if you were from LA and you moved to Connecticut. Then I would feel bad about like making my family move there, because I'm like, dude, we just moved from one of the coolest places on earth to like, you know, like bumfuck nowhere, basically. Like, what is there to do in Connecticut? Like, okay, so if you're in Central Florida or if you're in LA, you got like Universal or Disney right down the street. Also, you got beaches. Okay? You also got, you got other shit, right? Connecticut, like, what's there cool to do in Connecticut? Like, if you were in Connecticut, like, where do you go to have fun? Like, you would either go to... Okay, my cat is coming over here. How's it going, Mav? Don't chew on the wires. Okay, I'm just gonna leave him. But like, yeah, like, what is there to do in Connecticut? Like, if you want to go someplace fun, and if you're in Connecticut, you go to like New York City or Boston. So if you're from Connecticut, you have to go out of state to go someplace fun. Like, how are you gonna like? I don't know. Like, yeah, I'm sorry, family. We have to move from this boring ass place and go to LA where it's fun and sunny. Like, come on, like the show almost felt like it was trying to make us feel bad about their life being so great. Basically, they're like, oh, you know, it's kind of hard being famous and rich. It's like, shut the fuck up. Yeah, Dixie's like, yeah, it was Charlie's idea to move to LA, but like I had to do all the heavy lifting of like finding a house and all that stuff. It's like, dude, you live in a mansion. Don't try to tell me like that wasn't fun to pick out a mansion in the hills. I don't even know if that's where they live. Do they live in the hills? I don't know. But like, come on, you can't tell me that wasn't fun. Because she even said she wanted to move to LA too. It's like, okay, you want to move to LA. You got like cash out the ass, and you're looking at mansions to move into. Oh, and that was the heavy lifting. Also, I seriously doubt Dixie did all the heavy lifting. Oh, her parents just didn't do anything. I mean, come on, Dixie's 19 years old. Like, she knows anything about real estate. I don't know anything about real estate. Like, like if you told me, like if I had the opportunity to move someplace, and they're like, okay, find a house, dude, I'm definitely gonna go to my parents and be like, hey, could you help me out? Because it's like my first house that I'm buying, that I'm moving into. Like, but I'm not gonna go around saying, yeah, I had to do all the heavy lifting. I didn't get help from anybody. Like, no way. Mav, don't chew the wire. My cat is trying to chew my microphone wire. Don't do it, Mav. Okay, I think he's good. He was watching the show with me. I'm not even kidding. I'm like sitting on the couch, I'm watching the show, and he's laying right next to me, just staring right at the screen. I'm like, yeah, you find this interesting too? Oh no, he's going towards the camera. Mav, don't do it. Stay away from the camera. Can you even see him? I don't know if you can see him in the frame. Mav. Mav, stop. Oh, here comes the tail. I'm sorry. Okay, he's leaving now. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. But yeah, that's kind of... I think that's kind of everything I have to say about the show. If I'm being honest, I'm kind of pleasantly surprised with how the show turned out. Like, I was expecting it to be some, like, Mav, stop. Oh, okay. I have to end this episode now because he's just going to go bonkers and he's going to start pressing everything. Dude, why don't you go back to sleep? You were sleeping this whole episode, and then you decide, okay, no, Mav, get away from the camera. Okay, I gotta wrap it up right now because he's gonna start messing things up. So, anyways, yeah, I think that's all I have to say about the show for right now. I'm gonna do the same thing for the next Bone Zone. I'm gonna watch 2 more of these. I'm gonna watch 2 more episodes of this show and then talk about it. Mav, get away from my coffee. Jeez, Mav. Okay. So I'm just going to wrap it up right now. Thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure to like... What the hell? Gee, my cat just went crazy. Okay. I'm just going to go. Be sure to follow me on social media at RealJLions and follow this podcast on social media at Lion on Main. And, yeah. Love you. I don't know. Do I?